of 2 or more people. He is being held without bond and no public defender has been identified. His preliminary hearing is scheduled for March 3, 2020. Speaking of Alabama, a similar case of familicide by juvenile occurred there in September 2019 in the small town of Elkmont in the northern part of the state. Here, 38-year-old John Sisk and his wife Mary Prater Sisk were busy raising their 4 kids. Mary had moved to Indiana following displacement from Hurricane Katrina and met John Sisk there. She moved on to Alabama, and he followed with toddler son Mason, whom John told the courts hadn't seen his mother since 2008. In 2010, John and Mary were wed, and John was granted full custody of his son, by then 5 years old. Court papers indicated that John said his son's mother, who lived in Kentucky, was often under the influence when she had their son in her care. Mason's biological mother died of a drug overdose the day custody to John was granted, after never having responded to the court filings. According to family, John and Mary enjoyed a good relationship and a wonderful family. Mary, a beloved 5th-generation educator, was teaching special education at Mountain Gap Middle School in the Huntsville School District. John, who had graduated the Paul Mitchell Cosmetology School in 2012, also had an associate's degree in diesel mechanics technology and was putting those skills to work at a local dealership where they called him Dub Diesel. They settled in tiny Elkmont, population 500, 45 minutes northwest of Huntsville, just south of the Tennessee border. The pair went on to have 3 more kids, Kane, 6, Aurora, 5, and baby Colson, 6 months. By family members' reported accounts, both parents enjoyed a close, loving relationship with Mason, and he loved and protected his younger siblings, even babysitting when needed. No one could have expected that the 14-year-old would call 911 around 1 a.m. on September 3, 2019. He let them know that he had been in the basement and heard gunshots coming from upstairs. By the time police arrived, the teen was out front. Once inside, investigators found 1 adult and 2 children dead, and 1 adult and 1 child clinging to life. By 3 a.m., John, Mary, Kane, Aurora, and Colson Sisk had all been declared dead, from 1 shot each to the head as they slept. Baby Colson would be buried cradled in his mother's arms, just as they had been when they were shot. By 3 a.m. as well, Mason Sisk had confessed. Under interrogation, the 14-year-old ultimately was unable to keep his facts straight and confessed to police that he had shot his entire family to death. He did not offer a motive. One potential motive was quickly offered up to the press by a first cousin, who said that Mason had just recently found out that Mary was not his biological mother. The cousin also claimed that he had been acting out in 2019. Burning animals alive and vandalizing Elkmont High School where he attended classes. These claims were disputed by an uncle and a grandmother, who say Mason had known about Mary for more than a year. His grandmother also said that his recent misbehavior was more reminiscent of typical teenaged antics. Regardless, Mason Sisk is being held on 5 counts of juvenile murder. It has not yet been determined if his case will be tried in adult court. His grandmother vows to be there for him. As always, thanks for listening. Come back soon for a new episode, but until next time, lovelies, don't be scared.